Okay, can you hear me now? Okay. Yeah, I had to use a different a different tool, but I can't see my face. I have to switch back and forth. Is there a lag between my voice and the microphone? Okay. Um, this is a little different because I can't look at my face. I I can uh, I can pull up I had to end the call on Skype with Adam while he was sleeping, and then I told him that I would call him around 8. Okay. Where was I? Uh, give me a give me a hint where I was at, cause like it's been my memory's really bad. Did I was I talking about? Okay, I was talking about like Christmas Eve, and then when this guy, so I was really down in the dumps and stuff like that, and then the guy that I was, okay, that was that was um true crime, which he's now truth crab, and hello Fatini. Let's see, we'll see if she's gonna stick around or. Hmm. So I decided in all of this, at this I'm in like with all this going on, I'm like in a relationship with a guy that's a chef in London. His name was Mark, and he and I had built this whole game around him called the Wizard of Oz. I played Dorothy, he's the wizard and everything, and then I was making videos to send to him and everything. Well, he got busy. And so I understand all this about, like having somebody that loves you, but they're not giving you attention. Well, he was like doing a lot of holiday parties and stuff like that. So his his contact was going down because he was like so tired, and then a lot of these parties, um I'm sure had some drinking involved. I'm sure, and so he was drinking at some of these parties too. And well, he just stopped like contacting me. So, so I had like got no contact in 3 days. I said, the hell with this, fuck it. And then, um, I was, crying pretty much all Christmas Eve, and I couldn't keep my spirits up. And so then this is when you've Jimmy was in the room the other night. He came in as two different accounts. One was ADOOVE, and the other one was Johnny Come Lately. Well, I was on Sleeping Squad that night, and it was like really depressed and everything, and then we started talking, and then so I hooked up with him on Snapchat, And then while I was on Snapchat, Christmas Eve, Christmas Eve morning, um, okay, you remember that guy? He was like his icon was like an orange an orange dot with an egg in it. Um, so so he was like, he was like serenading me with YouTube videos. He started off with UB40. Okay, he fanned you. Okay. Um, he started off with UB40, and then he started then he told me a little bit about his son. He was like sending me a lot of stuff on Snapchat to know what he was all about and everything. And and the gist of it is that I was like so broken down. I wanted attention, and I ended up sex camming with him, and then I felt guilty about it because I was still in a relationship with Mark. So, and then Mark contacts me that Saturday, and then all he wanted to do was sex cam with me, and he was kind of cold. So I responded back with "I'm breaking up with you" kind of thing. So by the time that I had to go to work on Christmas Eve, um, I was pretty messed up because I didn't know how this thing with Jimmy was gonna go. If it was like a one night stand kind of thing, um, and then I had just broken up with Mark. So, um, I spent Christmas morning with my family, and I just said okay, you know, um, I'd gotten my Christmas present, and it was my brother had got me an Amazon Echo Dot, and so I had a toy to play with. So I came home and I was um, starting it up, and playing with it, and I had something to distract my attention from all these hurt feelings that I had, and um, and I was kind of I was uplifted. I had gone from you know really being crushed, and then excited about the toy, and then I got and then the Phantom came around, while I was showing people my new toy and everything, while I was broadcasting and everything. And the Phantom came around, and I told him, as like, because like one of the reasons why I was following the Phantom is because he was playing music on his broadcast. And what I would do is when I would get on Sleeping Squad, his, I would play his broadcasts, so I would have music, and then I would be on Sleeping Squad. And so I made the comment, it's like, well, now that I have this Echo Dot, I really don't need you anymore, you know? And that was kind of like the last thing I had said to him before, I kind of was just being sarcastic about it, because my feelings were kind of hurt. And then, he started spending more time with that girl, and then he just went away completely. Um, um, and then that Christmas Day, I was watching a broadcast. I was watching YouNow, and that's when I came across Constantino, and I just like bam, you know, um, I was kind of like instantly infatuated with him and everything. So I fanned him up and hung around, and he was just telling me stuff about himself, and um um and I just got into Constantino, and then Constantino was just so hard to. I mean, he was just like so hard like to get him to connect with. Um, so I tried that for several days, and I would try to keep my interest up in his broadcasts, and I started watching his YouTube videos, and then I realized, oh, he had made the comment that he was autistic, but he's more Asperger's because of his level of intelligence. And so I knew that he wasn't doing it purposefully. That's just who he was. So, um, and that's pretty much right around the time that I saw the villains broadcast, and I just liked, his personality and stuff. And I was in a conflict because, with Constantino, he's like a health nut. And there was like, there's no possible way, like the biggest thing, he was like anti smoking. And, um, he found out that I was drinking diet sodas, and he said I need to be drinking water and all that stuff. And I was like, are you still there? But I was just like, there was like so many things that I would have to change about myself just to get him interested in me. And then I saw the villains broadcast, and it was like, and he was sitting there smoking a cigarette. I said, this is the broadcast that I need to be in, because I won't I won't feel like, I have to change anything about me just to hang out on a broadcast where I wouldn't feel guilty and stuff. So, so when I came on the villains um broadcast, I was just relieved that I could hang out on a broadcast and just have fun, you know, and not have to be so serious about the changes that I needed to make. And because Constantino's constantly talking about cancer, and my husband died of throat cancer, and even though my husband died of throat cancer, I haven't quit smoking. And so he was like touching a nerve, and there was a lot of things that he was saying that I knew it was the truth, but I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to make any changes. So I just pretty much I just pretty much just wanted to hang out, and and to laugh, and then I was able to interact with you guys and stuff like that. So I chose that over watching Constantino and feeling guilty. So But that's pretty much, I mean, that's pretty much, getting you up to date to the, where I've been. I mean, like, really a short version of it. But this whole thing about Jimmy, he hadn't contacted me, and I kind of just, I just kind of blew it off, and figured it was like just a one night stand thing. And so then when he showed up during that tailgate party, I was like, what the fuck is this all about? And I made the comment. I made the comments like, oh, what are you, a holidays kind of guy? Show up on the holidays. Because I said, I kind of made a comment about, oh, you just show up on the holidays, and the next holiday is Valentine's Day. So, are you gonna go missing until Valentine's Day? So, like with Jimmy, I'm sexually attracted to him and everything, but you know, I'm not gonna put myself out on a limb like I did with I'm not gonna put myself out on a limb like I did with, like, when I was with Mark, because I, like, totally, with Mark, I dropped everybody, and I didn't sex cam with anybody because he wanted to be exclusive, and he wanted to be in a relationship. And his biggest deal is, like, he was going to come here. He was going to fly. He was going to fly to Texas and everything. And we had gotten to the point where I was calling him hubby, and he was calling me wifey, and doing all that shit. And and I don't want to get to that level anymore, where I'm, like, just cutting off all communicate, just, not have that physical person with me. It's like, I have to realize I'm single, and that I'm available, and that it's dating. Yeah, yeah, that fucked me up pretty bad. And I gotta, I dealt with it and stuff, but hold on for 1 minute. Like I said, I dealt with it and stuff, but I just kind of, I try to smile my way through it and shit like that, and I joke around about it and everything, but I was like, really hurt. So I'm just pretty much, I'm just like, I'm just here to, just like, to basically just have fun and not get serious, because it hurts every time you get serious. And I told him, when I told him, like, when we first met, like, cause he was like, Mark started contacting me, um, like, in the middle of October, and I had just gotten it, I was on the deciding mark whether I was gonna get out of this relationship with this guy in Scotland. And because he was a gamer. And what he wanted me to do is like, you know, he was a gamer, so he would be playing his PS4 and he would want me to watch him play his PS4 on Skype. And then when he was done with his PS4, then we would, then we would do our deal. And I was like, and he called it hanging out. And I was like, dude, I'm not, I am not going to compete with a fucking game system. I'm just not going to fucking do it. You know, I was like, I know all about that shit. That's the whole, I was like, and I told you, I was like, I asked him, I go, are you a gamer? Because if you're a gamer, I'm fucking gone. I was like, I will not fucking hook up with a gamer. I will not compete. I will not compete with the game system. And he's like, and he would joke about it. And he was like, oh, he goes, no, I love you more than my PS4. And I was like, I know better. And then he got some new game called Mafia or something, and and it was like as soon as he got that fucking new game, it was just like I was like so fucking done. I was so fucking done after that shit when he got his new game. I was so fucking. I was like so done. And then Mark showed up, and Mark was contacting me, but I was so busy at work, I wasn't realizing that he was like contacting me and how often he was contacting me. And then I had a holiday at work, and wow, is that have like different like different versions of for the next the game to come out, or is he just one game? You know about my four like crazy. I think the reason I was freezing laptop that it needed to be updated. And the GSM Pro. Oh wow. The whole thing was right, right, like I knew he was like so obsessed with that game that he stopped contacting me, and would he would like contact me like in a week, um, like when he would contact me is like as an afterthought. I was like, fuck that shit, not an afterthought, you know? Yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah. And know, and the spite thing about it now, spiteful thing about it, I became like a gamer and, and you know, and did all this role play. But the the difference is that I'm the fucking master. And fucking do- I, I fucking the rule. I, I'm the fucking game. Like, and I, and I know, I know them on a, I know them on like, but I'm on their computer screen, but I'm not fucking app. And I'm myself, me and my like Tron, yeah, and I'll admit that I'm a gamer, but I'm not like not a game system like like I have I have lost with these guys. I have cried but I want to guide me to take it what I'm saying, you know, I'm like, it's like the moment the, that is just now they give it. So get the stroller is like, where the best to do to get in to then turn like change have to get that I it is no, Just there I am. Okay, yeah. I just gonna swap some up so that you guys can hang out and so you can I know how hard it is. It's just in her just are she you're, you're there. He's there, but uh, yeah, here I talk to each other about why you know that I mean, and I was like uh, I was just one thing that's start here. A lot of stuff. Yeah, You did, and I think so see if
Didn't actually happen.
you hear
So I was like, well, I'm not going to go in there because man,
at the keep I just didn't get I uh, what the rest of the box. I had a if gifted to that so um I think um, you you're still in how long hour and well, a bit uh,
About your what's that name? Right, fuck. Chris, She's awesome, dude. She like goes in the whole time there's one or maybe when there's yeah, that's what I was like. I told you. Guess who else is broadcasting right now? It's Jenna. I know. I heard. Okay. Oh, you know what? Hashtag. Wait. Number 4. All caps. Because like every time I wonder about it, I know broadcast. Yeah. Thank you for coming to fan. Just your right? Right? Than me, pretty much. He did go to war and he was buying a house. Then I was like, whoa, because I didn't go to war. see the and the war and the fucking government. You. But I know where he came from too. So funny. Oh, that's a great again. So he was like, "What are my opinions?" I'm like, "Not opinion, actually." So that makes it even worse. All the way over, it looks like we've asked a couple people about your part of action, but us. Well, my next. Oh, scraping for black gold. I've already got an answer to the exit. Fair. Later that. I'm like, that's not bad. He's like, you throw it over there. We're good. I'm like, I know, but like, I yeah, fucking even look at it. That was bad. Right? My phone's like that, but you don't have to do any of that. There's people that still that shit is equipped to see me outside. And I didn't think I'd ever read that. Only one. Once. That's what I. Come on. I'll add you to Snapchat. You add me to Instagram. We would be done at the same time. Oh shit. I'm just kidding. Facebook Messenger folder. No, in your gallery. One by one by one by one. I've gone and they came back the very next day. Phone that my phone did that shit too. Last night. Here's what oh, I know my head right now, but shit for you. But I can just right out. But shit. So did you pay? True, that's tough. I saw nothing. I wasn't never. Yeah, that's for me. Off of all the cigarettes, yeah. I was making long noises with my soda. I told 911. It's gonna be a bunch of emergency with that. he came in and he was like, and damn right, they're better than us. Like, she's already. How was your before you do? Putting it up.
Dave. There's things like, damn. It's like, hey, how you doing? Kissing me. Some of my own broadcasts that links to this broadcast. Yeah, for the wizard. This guy, this guy's face. I started liking the way I have a movement stuff like the hair is getting I don't think that's yeah. Okay.